Rahul Kadri. He's low-key, understated, a man of very few words, as I've known him. He is a partner and principal architect at IMK Architects. Rahul took over the reins of the firm from his father, Mr. I.M. Kadri, in the 90s after he graduated in Diploma in Architecture from the Academy of Architecture, Mumbai, and he has a master's in urban and regional planning from the University of Michigan, USA, which is where I have been for a while. Kadri's work for widely acclaimed with multiple felicitations from IIA, Times Network, and most recently in National Award for India's Top Architects 2020 from CWAB 2020.
To Mr. Kadri. Mr. Kadri, you've done a variety of projects and a lot of hotel projects as well. And I also believe that you are involved in community development projects, and you run a girls' school and support various NGOs as part of your social responsibility. I think that is truly amazing, and that really adds to the whole intent of our topic today, where you talk about society and how to be socially responsible. But since today we're here to talk about hotels, supporting the objective of providing true hospitality to everyone, how, according to you, can well-designed bathrooms add value to the guest experience at hotels?
Okay, firstly, thanks a lot, Bhuvnesh, for inviting us to be on the panel, and listening to all you wonderful speakers. Those videos and the talk that David gave was beautiful, fascinating. Thanks a lot for that. I'd like to correct one thing. So Rizwan, spoke about Ritu and Abhishek working for the Taj Group, but they would not be working for the Taj Group if we had not worked for the Taj Group when you were a one hotel property. So neither of you are been working for so many years that you remember 50 years ago when you had only one property. And then you had to convince JRD Tata to make the second, which was Port Aguada, Goa, which was Goa, where you are from. It was a low-cost project, Shaba tiles, AC sheet roof. There wasn't any money available. And then from there, everything has grown. And now Ritu and Abhishek are enjoying the benefits of that. So the first 15 hotels is what we built in partnership.
I apologize.
So we've had a very strong association with the Taj Group. In fact, I mean, our firm was built on that one relationship which we had. In saying that, I've forgotten the question, but I think I tried to.
Okay.
So basically,
how,
so what you're saying is
sure,
that, go ahead. You want to repeat it?
Yeah. How, according to you, can well-designed bathrooms add value to the guest experience at hotels?
Right. So I think we've all spoken about it quite a lot, and it is a crucial space. I think, and we've all been saying, besides the bed, it is the experience in the bathroom. But overall, I think the direction that hotels are moving towards is to how much, and we've used this word, how biophilic can we be? Because human beings just love to be with nature. I mean, if we can, we would live in the forest and bathe in the river. Those are the kind of experiences we want to have. And with the budgets of space that a city hotel, which is very expensive to build, there is always this, you're always juggling with, how much space you give to the toilet and how much space you give to the room, and what is that balance, and trying to balance everything to do with that. So, but I think juggling with that, and what has happened, some of the trends is that bringing glass to the toilet has been a major thing that had happened. So natural light coming in. So using devices like that, where you don't have to necessarily give more space, but you can be lighter in touch, where things can disappear in a sense, where you're not closing things up, you're giving a much bigger sense of space, is what needs to happen more and will happen more and more. I think we're going to come to a time when the part of a room, there's about 3 meters of window available, and that 3 meters of window, you're getting all the light in. I think a time will come where we'll be able to have a multifaceted space, where we put the reading chair and the desk, and at the touch of a button it becomes a toilet, and at the touch of the button it switches again. So by the window, everything will happen by the window, even in a business hotel. Now this is already happening in the resorts, but how do you get that coziness of a resort, or that nature which is so easy to provide a resort in a business hotel? I think seeing that trend already. I mean, one of the decade-old examples, and forgive me for using a non-Taj one, is the ITC Gardenia, which is a business hotel in the middle of the city, but it's literally you feel you're in a garden, at least in the public spaces. So those are the kind of innovations I think are going to go all the way up to the bathroom and open it up completely.
I think that's amazing. Thank you. I think you're right. With the right planning, with all the key stakeholders, you can actually plan something well to bring in, as you said, to bring in the light and to take advantage of the space to make the guest feel that they're not boxed in a city hotel, and especially in cities where you may not have a view. Coming back to Mr. Kadri, I think Gaurav set the right tone in talking about the environment. And so, Mr. Kadri, can you tell us about a few innovations in the bathroom space which could be turning points in conservation initiative, or if you would like to add other aspects in your projects which you feel are important in being sustainable environmentally? You would need to unmute, Mr. Kadri.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Sure.
Yeah, so I think we've all spoken about the balance between the experience and conserving water, and I think fittings have evolved quite a lot to be able to do that, where the experience of the shower is great, but the amount of water they use is less. I think in a bathroom, one area that's neglected is when it comes to maintenance, and design can play a great part in that, and materials, a selection of materials, because if it is easy to clean, then the amount of water you would use to clean it would be less, and the amount of chemicals you would use to clean it would be less. And what I would like to see is actually surfaces which are self-cleaning, in a sense, that or at least come very close to needing, are just so easy to clean that the kind of chemicals you need that we use, and they're fairly harsh to keep a toilet spick and span. The kind of chemicals used is fairly harsh. So if that can be, so I think we need a focus there. And the other thing is on the embodied energy in making the materials. Toilet fittings are fairly heavy metal, and the embodied energy that goes into making them is a fair amount. So I think that some much greater thought, and if manufacturers and designers are looking at how they are saving material and what techniques they're using, not only to make products last much longer, and as Philip Stark and Gaurav said, maybe Hariharan wouldn't even need to redo his toilet every 10 to 15 years they were designed like so fantastically that it's just so timeless in the way it works. So that timelessness, bringing that in as well. So I think I think that the main three things I would think need more thinking and thought to make toilets even more sustainable than they are.
I think that's absolutely right. Cleaning is very important, and I'm sure our housekeeping teams would just love products like that. And I hope some of them are listening on the panel. They would love to probably talk more about those type of products. Thank you. Designers often have to overcome unanticipated challenges when creating bath areas for guest rooms, especially when the building plans are frozen and the shaft size and location is predetermined. Not only must the space meet the latest guest demands and brand standards, but a wide range of logistics can affect the overall look of the space. So how would you address this, and have you experienced this, and what, according to you, are the contemporary design challenges? And I'd like Mr. Kadri to add to this as well.
Also, whilst we're on a lighter note, Abhishek spoke about getting the jigsaw right, and you finally cracked everything, and it's like the team is really happy, and you go in and you present, and so not the Taj guys, but the owner comes in and says, "Bhai, vastu kiya ki nahi?" So for David, Vastu, I don't know whether you're familiar with Vastu, but it's like Feng Shui to China. We have Vastu here. And, it's like everything is done, everybody is happy, and then this completely irrational constraint comes in. I mean, to designers, it just isn't rational. But you have to deal with it, because owner is demanding it, and being playful with that requires all the tenacity and all the maturity of the team to be playful with Vastu, and then build that in as well, and be satisfied with the design. And sometimes it actually works; it actually makes the design better. So yeah, just a little add-on.
In fact, while we're having fun, just a question, Mr. Kadri, would you design the room around the bathroom or the bathroom around the room?
Oh boy. I think it would be fun to design the room around the bathroom.
Okay.
And we've actually done it. We've done it, and it increases the length of the corridor. But we had a 5-meter grid, and we gave 1.5 meters of that grid to the bathroom, so we got natural light, and then 3.5 meters to the room. And the interior designer who came in, spun his magic as well to integrate both. So it actually worked. Yeah. So actually, it was integrating both.
Wonderful. Thank you. Wonderful. So,
with my next question is from Akshay for Rahul. With your rich experience and understanding of your art and the industry, how do you engage with the new generation of designers, architects, and project heads for that fine balance between sustainability and design aesthetics? Rahul, for you. Unmute.
How do we engage with young designers? Young designers form a very, very integral part
and project heads.
And project heads. Yeah. So I think all of them. So the way we work is it's a fairly democratic process where our focus is on customers and what our customers really want. We are always trying to prioritize, because there's always a budget. We're always trying to prioritize what the customer wants. So we work in narratives. We work with narratives like, say, as a guest, I would like to experience this so that I am able to do this, right? So our project heads are only allowed to define the problem. They are not allowed in the studio to give the solution. So they define what has to be done, which comes from their interaction with the customers and the client. So they define what is to be done, and the young designers and architects have to come up with how to solve it. So their creativity comes in and how to solve it. The senior designer cannot say how to solve it, because that's how we get newer solutions coming in, and the creativity of younger people. Old fogies like us think the same way again and again, but young people come in. So because the way the office is structured, this is a natural process in the office. So that answer your question?
It is. All right.